guys, welcome back to the channel, man. You guys coming out? Huh? You just gonna be lazy all day or just gonna stay in the house? Getting a late start to my Saturday. It's already afternoon. It's like 1 o'clock right now, so it's already hot as hell out here. I think we have like a high today of 115. Okay, Google, forecast for today.
It'll be sunny with a high of 112 and a low of 82.
So
right now it's 110 and sunny.
Yeah, it's 110 degrees right now, a high of 112 today. We're supposed to get up to like 115 through the freaking weekend, bro. It's wild, but it's the most motivating thing to get out here in the garage and work. Braven did find that he had a leak on his water pump, so he ran down to O'Reilly's right now. He went to go get some new water pump gaskets. He's getting a new thermostat, and he is warrantying out his water pump. Just gonna go ahead and put it all new on here, so he's trying to get this done today. One of the things I want to do is lower my damn seats, but guess what? Braven was out here doing some like practice welding and stuff with the welder, and I'm out of gas. Once again, I'm always out of gas. I know, I need to get an extra tank so that whenever this happens, I'm just swapping tanks and I'm not just sitting here screwed until Monday. There's literally nowhere open to fill up your welding tanks whenever, like on the weekend, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So now I gotta wait till Monday to be able to do anything welding related. So my goal for the weekend is to just do as much finalizing of stuff as I possibly can. You guys know we have wiring, I have coolant hoses. I'm kind of thinking about maybe starting to fit up the AC box, but that's kind of last on the agenda. The thing is with cooling, with the cooling hoses, I also have my heater lines I have to run over here. But that box goes over those heating lines. As far as this upper radiator hose, if I slide this thing all the way over here and cut a section off down here, that actually fits on this side. So I'm planning on running the hose right here in this area. So if I get it to where it's gonna fit on this side, look how far that pushes this guy over. But I was looking at it, and if I cut the end off of it right here, that's gonna work. And then I need to come up here to this flat spot where the hose actually goes straight, and I'm gonna have to cut it right there also. And then I'm gonna have to slide this side over, and again, I'm gonna have to take a couple inches off right here. And then where it goes straight, cut it again. I'm gonna have to add like a joint in the center and basically take a large portion of the middle of this out. But I need something to go in the center. I don't have anything. I need basically something like that, so I can slide the hose on both sides, put a hose clamp on both sides, you know what I'm saying? Braven's doing the AutoZone O'Reilly run around right now, so while he is out, he's gonna see if they carry something like that. I have doubts, man. I don't know. I don't see AutoZone or O'Reilly's just having something like that on the shelf. And of course, being that it's already 1 o'clock, Speedway's closed. Like, everything's closed on the weekends, man. Do all these stores not know some people work 7 days a week? Braven out here enjoying that stock CRV AC life.
Man, it's hot as hell out here, bro.
Bro, it's 110 right now. Oh, the shinies. Oh, look at you. It came with new bolts.
Yeah.
You were psyched to see that, weren't you?
And it came with gaskets too. Shoot.
Oh, that's dope. You had to buy them separately? Those gaskets are different. I wonder which ones are better.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it looks like this whole thing is gonna... Oh, yeah, that's a nice gasket.
Yeah, it didn't look bad to me.
I don't know what's up with these Felpros. These are the same ones I have on my Blazer. Yeah. They don't leak, but...
I just put those ones on myself.
Dude, they had it? Oh, kinda, huh?
I hope...
I think this will work.
I hope that'll fit inside. I didn't have a hose to try.
Oh, that ain't gonna fit. It's the outside. Good lord.
Yeah, they didn't have. This is the closest one that they had to it.
They didn't have anything smaller than that.
Well, not the one that I tried. I had to go to like 4.
I mean, I'm, you know, I've been known to fit some things in some tight places before, so I might be able to get her in there.
It was $4, so I don't care. I got you Red Bulls.
You got me Red Bulls? Woo! Boy, you actually do love me. Holy shit.
Bye.
Yeah, I hear that. Good lord. It's miserable out here. You don't need, like, kind of what I do throughout the day. Like, I come out here and I'll get some stuff done, and then you go in the house. Like, I have my AC turned all the way down. I don't have it put on a setting. I have it zeroed out. I don't have any women to live in my house, so I don't have to deal with any bitching. So my AC just runs all day. Just make sure you keep your filter clean so that damn thing doesn't freeze up. Anyhow, and I got fans on in there, so I go in there and I plop on the couch in front of the fans. I keep it like an ice cube inside of the house. So
I can't go in there, so I'm not gonna get up.
yeah, you spend, you know, 15 minutes in there and you start to get cold. Like you're actually cold. You're like, oh man, all right, it's freezing out here. Then you get a good 30 minutes or so outside before you defrost, and you're like, okay, now it's hot again. Bro, what would it, man, if we had an air conditioned shop? Could you just imagine that?
Dude, can you imagine what we would be able to get done?
I keep telling you, why don't we just take this wall out so we can just pull cars straight into the living room? Watch out for crazy people. I said watch out for crazy people. You know the summer brings them out.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Love you too. He's running back to the auto parts store. It turns out he needs a new water neck for his thermostat housing. But looks like we cut this one right about there. I'm trying to take some length off of this to kind of bring the hose in, because it's got to go down there, and I don't want the hose rubbing on this bolt for the alternator. Nice. Yeah, see, that's pretty good, dude. Hell yeah, I like that. Now I need to chop this somewhere like right here. All right, that looks pretty good right there. That piece of pipe that I'm gonna use in between, the one that Braven picked up, that's actually not gonna work. The inside diameter of this is 1.25 inches. The outside diameter of that was 1.75 inches. So it was a 1/2 inch too big, bro. So he took that with him whenever he went back to go deal with his stuff, and he's gonna see if they have one. Fingers crossed that they do. If not, I'm gonna have to order something off of Amazon, bro. So I had my old hose here at the house that was from the truck out back. So this is a 1990 S10 with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder anyhow. This looked like a section of it would work for Braven's upper, so he went and bought a new one. I think it went this way. It was something similar to it, so you just mix and match, and whatever it is you can figure out to work. You didn't put that hose clamp on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. God damn it.
That's the hard one to get back off. Very careful where you crack your damn radiator, bro. Bang bang, there it is. 1991 Chevy S10 2.5 liter upper radiator hose.
Yeah. So I changed out my water pump, and my water pump neck was different from this one than the one before. The other one came out and was like angled. So my original hose from the original engine 4-cylinder in here, it worked, but then whenever I swapped this one out, it came with a different style, so I just figured out a different hose for it.
So this water pump is off of a what 2007
Chevy Silverado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a 6.0.
Yeah.
So just a little bit different.
People are probably gonna wonder why. For what reason? His mom's warranty.
Yeah. My mom had a warranty on a brand new one, so
yeah, his mom had a warranty on the water pump, so he just used his mom's warranty. Yeah, cheating the system, man. You gotta do it every once in a while, man. Look, don't hate.
I do it every time I get a chance.
Yeah, anytime you get a chance, you use the warranty. I remember talking about that once on Facebook, and somebody commented, "You're the reason why. People like you are the reason why." And I'm like, reason why what, bitch?
I have new parts.
Reason why I saved a little bit of money. Get over it. So we got a little section of pipe. Braven found one that will actually fit inside of here. So the inside diameter is 1.25 inches, like I mentioned earlier, but we need to cut this little flared side off. This isn't very long, but I think it's going to be plenty long enough to get a couple of hose clamps on. All right, now I don't remember where it is I seen this, but I seen it on a YouTube video a long time ago. You take a pair of wire crimpers and you use it on the edge of a pipe like this, and you could actually put that little flare in the end so that you don't have to worry about your hose sliding off. So I'm gonna give it a shot. This is gonna be my first time trying it. But basically you have to move like just the width of the tool all the way around, just crimping it. And as you can see, it is putting a little bit of a flare on the end so that you have something to stop your hose from sliding off. It's very time consuming. I'm almost done with one side. Dude, look how freaking dope that came out. That is actually really sick, dude. That took some time, but that came out really clean and definitely worth it. So now I just have to make sure that my two pieces of hose come right to the center, and I'm gonna have just enough room on this to put the hose clamp right on the inside of these flares, so then those will actually hold that sumbitch and not move. So most certainly you guys have a set of wire crimps. That's what you can do with it. I don't remember who I learned that from, but you better remember you learned it from me, all right? So I went ahead and I marked the center of this thing so I know how far to push it into the hose. So I didn't buy enough hose clamps. I thought I needed 4 hose clamps, and it turns out I need 6. But I'm using these ugly hose clamps on this portion because I have an idea to cover them. But I'm just trying to get them nice and tight where they need to be first. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these tails off so they're not hanging down looking ugly. Well, there it is, man. Not too shabby. It's clean. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to end up with a funky hose that's got like a weird shape to it that you could just tell doesn't go to the blazer, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to not only cover up these hose clamps, but add some layer of protection to this hose, because obviously it's going to be rubbing on the radiator. So when I bought the lower radiator hose for the Suburban, I bought 2 of them because it looked like this was going to work really well for my lower radiator hose on the Blazer. Well, it turns out that it doesn't, but it did come with this sleeve that was over the top of it. Now this is a larger diameter hose, and that's the reason why it won't work for me. This thing just freaking hot dog down a hallway to my freaking radiator. But I want to use this to cover up our hose clamps, but as you can see, this thing just hot dog down a hallways to this thing too. So what I'm doing is I'm going over it with some electrical tape and just squeezing it down smaller. So another thing I did is the tape is actually backwards. So the adhesive is facing out. So I went around it tight to squeeze this thing down. But I'm going to go and set this in the sun so that this plastic will warm up for a little while. And then I'll probably take the torch to it and warm it up even more so. And then I'm going to just set it in the freezer so that hopefully it will like get a new memory as far as shape. But in the process, I don't want this tape to leave adhesive all over this damn thing and make it a mess. So that's the reason why I did the tape backwards. Moment of truth, I taped this thing up earlier, sat it in the sun, and then I also hit it with the torch a little bit to really soften it, and then I sat it in the freezer, and it's been in there for the last hour or so. I'm gonna take this tape off, and hopefully it has a new memory to the shape that it wants to spring back to. I'm glad I put this tape on backwards also, or upside down, because it is super sticky. It's leaving adhesive all over my fingers. Hell freaking yeah, that worked. Do you see how it's overlapping? Before I taped it, this thing was holding itself open. Like this gap right here was wide open. So that should definitely fit on our hose a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna have to take an end off. I shrunk it down so much it doesn't want to open. Windex, lubricant. All right, so now not only does that cover up our splice, makes it look a lot cleaner because you can't see it now, but also it adds that layer of protection for my hose rubbing against the radiator right there. So it doesn't look bad. It just, you know, it has like an OEM look to it. Now I need to figure out the lower, and it's literally just a boink. That's my lower radiator hose, bro. Little stubby ass thing. So this is actually my old hose off of the S10. This is the hose that Braven mocked up on his truck, and he went and bought a new one right now. So this is a used hose. As you can see, there's like some rusty buildup and stuff inside of it. That's what the super clean foaming action cans are for. Check this out. This works really good for things like this. Watch. Completely submerging the entire inside. Hell friggin' yeah. So anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and let that work its magic. We're gonna get this thing cleaned up and looking good as new, and then we'll slap it on. Poor puppers are so scared of the fireworks. Come on, dude. Come on. You can go inside. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my battery tray in. That's gonna go right here. I'm quickly realizing that a lot of the stuff that's gotta go in here, for the most part, my wheel tubs, they're gonna be all covered up, bro. MPC, bro, where you at? I got a freaking stock of MPC hardware that they actually sent me for Christmas. I've had this sitting for a long time. Even right here, look. Merry Christmas from your friends at MPC Motorsports. So I've been kind of like using up all this hardware that I have laying around for just little tidbits and stuff. This right here is an MPC. This is password JDM stuff that subscribers sent. Yeah, dude, you know, nothing crazy, just a little bit tastefully, you know. The only bolts that I had for the bumper were some old rusty ass bolts, so I figured the MPC hardware most certainly looks a lot better on there than putting some old rusty bolts on there. So yeah, I'll continue to do that on the little bits that I can here and there, just to add a little bit of detail to the truck, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, MPC really needs to get on making LS kits, bro. There is hardware all over this damn thing. If I happen to mention to you guys that every single little thing that I put on this Blazer requires like all of my attention, like every single bit of it has to be cleaned up or sanded or altered or freaking cut, or really, I guess I'm not complaining because I do enjoy doing this kind of stuff, but at the same time, something as simple as the freaking windshield squirter, freaking container thingamabob and the overflow, come on, man. So the guy that owned this thing before, if you guys haven't been following this from the very beginning, when I first got this Blazer, it was just a shell. It had no engine or trans. The engine bay was disgusting. It was not the same color as the truck. So alright, I want to make sure that you guys actually see a good before. So the wheel tubs have been spray painted like a gold. The AC box up here on the firewall has gold spray paint all over it. And then this wheel tub as well. Oh, the inner fender even. And then like the the engine coolant, engine coolant bottle, spray painted purple. The brake master cylinder is spray painted purple. Windshield wiper, dude, there's purple and gold all over the damn place. The firewall I painted. The inside of the fenders I painted. You guys just recently seen we did the core support on the front. I also had to do these door jambs because they were like Park Ranger green. And all of the interior was blue. We did a color change to black. We've done quite a bit of work to this thing already. Now back to the engine bay though, the guy that had it before, like, I don't know, man, he had a couple cans of spray paint and he just came out and was just like coating stuff, bro. Like, it was just everywhere, and I am fighting to get rid of it all. I have been since I got this damn thing. Like, you can still see a purple tint to the reservoir on the brake master, bro. Like, the brake lines down here still have some purple spray paint on them. Good Lord, now this freaking thing, like, oh. I'm gonna fill my kitchen sink up with some hot, super clean water and let these things soak for a little while. I know it's not gonna do much about the spray paint more than likely, but maybe it'll brighten this plastic up and get some of the junk out of the inside. I am actually pretty surprised at how well these came out after just soaking them in some super clean, bro, and some hot water. I did pressure wash the inside of this one because it had some stubborn shit in there that didn't want to come out. While I was pressure washing, I screwed the lid on to kind of get all the spray paint out of the top of the lid, and it was like throwing water back at my face. So I was doing one of those, like holding the gun right where I need to spray it at, and I was like doing this, you know, and then I turned back and I looked, freaking lid was gone. That was last night, man. The sun is up now. I gotta go in my backyard and go looking for that damn lid. I looked everywhere last night with a flashlight and I couldn't find it anywhere. Anyhow, the overflow actually mounts right here. This is the windshield squirter. I gotta put the motor back on it. This I'm definitely probably not gonna run unless I put it somewhere else, because this actually mounts right here. And that is like right where I've gotta put my ECU. So I'm probably gonna lose the windshield squirter. This is the factory harness that was on the Blazer. Let me tell you what, this thing makes as much sense as a velvet painting of a donkey and a whale getting it on.
Someone might as well get me a beer while I'm down here.
To me, because on this thing didn't have an engine in it whenever we got it. This harness was just kind of dangling, you know what I'm saying? But there's only, well, there's 2 connection points to the actual truck. There's this brick. This thing screws into the back side of the fuse panel, which is that thing right there. On the other end, on the basically the passenger side, it had this that went inside of the cab of the Blazer, and this was just plugging into what I believe is the ECU. I'm sure this is gonna be a whole lot of, you know, well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't work. Well, that didn't work. I really don't know what to do with this thing. I'm gonna start off with just kind of, I'm gonna screw it back into the fuse box, and I see that there's some places to apply the battery and ground on this harness. I'm gonna see if maybe that powers up the Blazer, makes all the lights and everything work. Well, that didn't work. Quite a few hours have passed, and yes, I got my glasses on. Anytime I got my glasses on, that normally because I'm doing wiring. So I figured out that this bulkhead plug that goes into the firewall, you could actually separate it, and that section that I have removed is the actual headlight harness and stuff. So I have that plugged in, and I have it plugged into the headlights. It's just temporarily ran right now. I have my grounds over here connected, got the battery hooked up and ran to the starter, ground to the engine. Now we've just been kind of going through the pins that are remaining, because I did put that entire plug on at first, but what sucks is like you can't, it's so hard to like poke at the pins and figure out what is what and supply power to places whenever the whole harness was on there. Anyhow, we found a wiring diagram online. Well, Braven did. I was searching for hours, and Braven freaking Googles it for whatever reason.
Found it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, screw you. So yeah, we these are basically all the pins on there. All right, so technically if we supply power to this one, so it's the third one up on the left, on the third one up from the bottom. Should be able to see lights come on. I hear dinging. She's alive, man. I'm kidding. Where's the hazards at? There it is.
Hazards are definitely working.
Oh, okay, we got bulbs flashing, but I don't know why the headlights aren't coming on. I'm not gonna lie to you, both headlights might be bad.
Yeah.
That's very likely, because they've been kind of tossed around and shit. So they're just there for looks. But yeah, both headlights might be bad. Once we get this all done, I'll pull the plug off and if I have to get new headlights, I have to get new headlights. So starter crank is the one all the way on the bottom left.
Yeah,
yeah, supply power and then put the test light in there. So whenever I turn the key to crank, that should light up.
Sheesh.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Where's he? Hey! Bro, that is freaking dope. Hell freaking yeah. All right, now, so that should be ECM 12 volt should get power whenever the ignition is on, and it should still have power while cranking. All right, tell me if that gets power whenever I turn the key on. Oh, it's already, key's already on. Oh, that ruined the suspense.
The light was already on. I was like,
All right, key is off. Key is on. Now crank.
Yeah,
Stays on. So that's our constant 12 volt with the ignition on.
Yes, going straight to the...
And then go to fourth one from the bottom. So yeah, one up, supply power to it.
This one here?
Yeah. So once I get everything else hooked up, then I have this gray wire here is fuel pump. That's got to plug into there. And that will only get power whenever the ignition power is on.
Which that will connect to ignition power.
Yeah.
And then your main power for your ECU will also come out of that as well.
Yeah, so and that's all, that wiring portion is already done inside of here. I just have to give ignition power in from that pin that we just found.
Yeah.
So one of these gets a constant. Yeah, one gets a constant, one gets an ignition power, and then I have the fuel pump wire there, and then there's some grounds to hook up. And then that's completely done, and we found all the pins that we need to connect to on there, and then that will be running and driving.
Yep, now all you gotta do is just put
from the
in
key.
a little bit of work.
Yeah, that's everything, bro. So for the most part, I need to get rid of all of these wires. The only ones on here that I'm gonna keep are those ones that those ones we just found. I gotta tie them into this so I can reuse this bulkhead plug. And then also I'm gonna keep, there's a couple plugs on here. There's one that goes to the windshield wiper motor, and then I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is. Put it in the comments if you guys know. This is on the headlight harness, but this actually plugs into the brakes right here, to the distribution block.
Brake pressure sensor?
Yeah, man, I don't know if it's a, I don't know. I don't think this thing has a brake pressure sensor. It doesn't have ABS, so who knows what that is. There's also a plug right here. This goes to the wiper sprayers. So if you guys already know, I showed you earlier, that's not gonna fit right there no more because that's where my ECU is gonna have to go. But anyhow, I know what it is I need to do now. I'm going to pick the camera up probably in many freaking hours whenever I've made some progress. I'll see you then. Check this out. This thing was hard as hell to get started, but you just pull this thing up. Oh, that's freaking gross. I swear they coated all these pins with like roofing tar, bro. But anyhow, with that thing pulled up, look. Doink. You just pull the pins out you don't need. All right, so now all of this turned into this. And I don't even need all of this that's right here. This right here is the plug that goes to the windshield wipers, so I just went ahead and left that. And then for the most part, like these two that I cut, that is going to be ignition power and to the fuel pump. I have to connect those to two of these wires here that is coming off of our fuse box that I installed right there. Came out pretty clean. All right, now this looks like a mess, and that's because right now it still is a mess, but this is just testing. We're making sure that all this is gonna work. So the way it is wired up now, it is wired up through the truck. So it is getting power from the battery, you know, through the actual engine harness into the fuse box. If everything is correct, I should turn the key to the on position. We should hear, like, you know, all the relays and stuff clicking. We should hear the fuel pump prime and shut off, and we should be able to start it with the key, bro. I threw the battery on a charger because I'm sure it's kind of low. Been kind of testing on things all day long. This is the moment of truth, man. This is what I have been working all freaking day on. Can you guys hear that? Yes, sir. Well, fuel pump is definitely kicking on. Now, make sure it's in neutral. Jesus Christ. Bro. I swear every time this thing starts up, it's like it's been sitting there waiting to start forever. Like finally, rah! And yeah, I don't want to run it for very long because I need to kind of reposition my power steering line down there. I have it a little bit loose, and just starting it for that second. Let me see. Oh no, it didn't leak. I thought it might leak because I haven't checked it to make sure that's tight. So I'm gonna set you guys up out here and do it one more time. After I put you guys in the house, you guys want to go inside? I know, your nerves are already shot from all these. What is on your ear, dude? It's a leaf. You got a leaf on your ear. The fireworks has Toby running the yard, jumping 3 feet in the freaking air, barking like crazy because it pisses him off. And Puppers comes and stands right next to me, dude. Like with his tail tucked in, and if I move like this, he moves. If I move like this, he moves. Like, dude, this scares the shit out of poor little Puppers. Come on, dude. Oh, yeah, I can't handle all that. And Toby runs around like, y'all need to knock it off. You're scaring my son. It's only midnight, don't worry, it's not too late. This was my goal for the weekend, was to get this accomplished, and we got it accomplished. I most certainly feel accomplished. I'm definitely stoked for this to now finally be running off the truck. The key and everything works. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna finalize all this. I disconnected the headlight harness, so we need to tuck this and get it running clean. I need to clean all this up. Like all of this is just extra slack. Like all this is gonna get cut off, and it's just gotta go doink straight into there, clean it up, make it look nice. You guys already know. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was my weekend, bro. Every little step counts. Just getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer to that burnout. Definitely a burnout. Can't wait, dude. I'm gonna go out there and just rip it all the way down. Okay, maybe not all the way down the street on this drive shaft, but we're definitely doing a burnout. Peace, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.